This is big breaking news. This is a warning for the supply chain. This is happening right now in live time, and this is going to cause more delays, more shortages, and more gaps in the supply chain. And this is due to U.S. ships are now being attacked. U.S. ships carrying U.S. goods, U.S. companies are now being attacked, and this is affecting the supply chain. And now all U.S. ships are having to divert the Red Sea, right? This is happening right now in live time. This just happened today on Monday. And we are also seeing the World Bank warning of a major inflationary scenario due to this crisis that is happening overseas as well, right? Because we live in a global international supply chain, and we could see more shortages, more empty shelves, and more critical goods that are coming from Asia and India. We could see these goods being delayed even more, right? So make sure you are stocked up. There's also been major empty shelves from this winter weather, okay? People are reporting that their grocery stores are very thin right now. They're very bare right now, and there's no bread. They're running out of staples, and people are grabbing up all the stuff that you don't need electricity, you don't need to cook to eat, right? People are grabbing up stuff that's just pre-made, and there's nothing like that left, all right? That's what people are also reporting already in the US, and we could see more delays as well from these truckers, all right? The truckers could be delayed from this winter weather. There are highways being shut down all over the country right now due to this winter weather. There was actually a hazmat situation that is going on in Texas right now, and the main highway going into Houston, Texas has been shut down as well, right? And they're grounding all flights out of Houston, Texas. So there's a ton of big news. The supply chain is getting hit left and right. Even the flights are part of the supply chain because they're bringing packages in. They're overnighting stuff. All these things are getting delayed right now. So lots of big news, and this is your warning to be stocked up. And if we see these things escalate, we're going to see potentially even bigger gaps in the supply chain than what we've seen before in 2020. These things could get even worse if lines start being drawn in the sand and people start taking sides. There's a lot of international situations that are bubbling up. China, Taiwan, Iran, and Israel, and Russia and Ukraine, right? All these things are still bubbling. And if one of them really pops off, then we're going to see even more gaps in the supply chain, more shortages, and there's going to be lines drawn in the sand for these critical resources. The first big story we have is a U.S. ship has been hit. A U.S. ship has been hit with a missile apparently from Yemen. All right, it was hit in the Gulf of Aden. It was a Eagle bulk ship that was hit in the Gulf of Aden, and they're saying it's about 95 nautical miles southeast of Yemen. All right, so this is what's happening in this part of the world, and it's diverting all NATO traffic. Essentially is being diverted from the Red Sea, and it is causing anywhere from 18 days to 40 days delay for certain shipments to get to the US and get to Europe now. It says here that US CENTCOM has confirmed details of the incident, reporting that the MV Gibraltar Eagle was hit by an anti-ship ballistics missile fired from the Houthi-controlled areas of Yemen. It says the ship has reported no injuries, right? So this is a good thing, no injuries, but now US ships, this is a Connecticut company that owns the ship, and they are now being hit, right? And this could easily drag the US further into this war, and we could see even bigger supply chain issues if other countries start taking sides, right? And we could see energy prices spike. We could see oil prices spike as well, right? Let's get into this other news here. The World Bank is also warning that this issue could cause inflation to rise, right? They're saying that It could cause energy prices to surge, slower growth, and higher inflation as the threat disrupts world trade. That's what the World Bank is also warning of. We are also seeing delays and stoppages in the supply chain domestically as well. We have major traffic delays along I-10 near Houston as Bush Airport issues ground stop for flights. All right, so Bush Airport out of Houston has issued a full ground stop. The FAA has issued all flights to not leave this area because of severe weather, okay? And they're also saying that a 18-wheeler has overturned due to the ice and the weather. People aren't used to driving in this down in Texas, and the roads, they don't have the same infrastructure. They don't have the plows. They don't have the salt. So they're kind of underprepared, especially in Houston. This is pretty far down south. And this 18-wheeler overturned, and it caused a hazmat scene, a hazmat response from the authorities as well, right? So shutting down I-10, we are seeing supply chain issues all over the place. And this comes at the same time that people are reporting that the shelves are already cleared. They're saying the shelves are already cleared from this major storm because people realize the storm's coming and they might be locked in their house for a week. And all the people that only buy 2 days worth of groceries, a day's worth of groceries, they went out and panic bought a bunch of food, right? You can see here's a few pictures. Kroger from Huntsville, Alabama, and the shelves are empty. The bread shelves are empty. People are clearing out the bread. You can see here another one, Germantown, Tennessee, Kroger, on Friday night. The bread aisle cleared out. People are going for the bread. They're going for the milk. They're going for the toilet paper. So you got to have these stocks of these things because they go quick. And I remember 2020 when they announced it, they're like, oh, it's a few days to flatten everything. I don't want to get into too much detail. I remember going to the dollar store and stuff was empty. Stuff was gone the next day after that, later that evening. I don't remember when I went. It was like the next day. And everything was gone. Everything was gone. People cleared it out. People had cleared out the toilet paper, the bread, all the stuff. So make sure you are stocked up because we could see big gaps in the supply chain as well. And it most likely won't be food, but it will be critical resources, natural resources, and commodities as well. Things like generators are one of the main resources that are being shipped over here overseas that I reported on before. I went over a whole list of things that are being affected by the supply chain because this has been going on for a few months now, and it's getting worse. It's getting worse, and it's causing even more delays, and now no U.S. ships are allowed to go through here. That's what the U.S. is now ordering and recommending for a travel advisory. All right, so make sure you get stocked up. Make sure you get prepared. Please hit it up for me down there to help get this video out. People need to know about these warnings and they need to be ready. So thank you guys so much. Please go check out my video I posted earlier last night. Multiple states are under emergency grid warnings, being told to conserve energy due to a major pipeline outage that's happening in live time right now. Natural gas pipeline that's affecting the grid and also affecting people's heating. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.